Let's talk about the individual petals of the permaculture flower. We'll start with land and nature stewardship, because that's the base of so many other things that we do. If we do this one well, we give ourselves so many more choices in the other petals. The subject of this petal is huge. It includes all of our food growing actions and related aspects of nature like water and minerals. It also includes the overall health of the natural world. How do all of these things relate to one another and to us? How are we caring for them? How well do we understand them? And how does it help us to do so? The first ethic, care for the earth, embraces this petal. I'm going to share the first project I worked with in permaculture to show you the power of permaculture to improve our quality of life. This is the backyard of Crenshaw High School in South Central Los Angeles. This school was a troubled urban school with massive turnover of administrators and teachers, high dropout rates, illiteracy, crime, and a host of other issues. One man named Adonijah Miyamura attended this school and wanted to give back after completing a permaculture design course. He used permaculture principles and techniques to transform this landscape that had such degraded soil. It might as well have been a parking lot. He accomplished this with almost no support or finances in less than 4 years. This lush food forest produced thousands of pounds of food every year and thousands of new plants for the neighborhood. It educated hundreds of people on how to do this themselves. It launched an organic food movement in the area and produced many other benefits. How did he create these positive effects from almost nothing? One thing he did was to utilize the concept of sharing the surplus prolifically. He sought out organic waste in his community, like food scraps and horse manure from urban horse stables, to build deep soil that mimicked the lushness of a jungle forest. He used the untapped and underappreciated resources in his community, like retired people who volunteered on Saturdays. Some of these volunteers had tremendous gardening knowledge, passed down through generations. This knowledge was a form of wealth, really, that they were able to share with younger generations. They brought heirloom plants and seeds to the garden of things like rare mangoes or wild celery that were adapted to grow in the climate of Los Angeles. He started this project because of the lack of organic food in the region. You couldn't buy organic food without going to wealthier areas of Los Angeles. It just wasn't to be found in any store, and gardens were few and far between. From this project, many thousands of fruit trees and other edible plants were propagated and given away to people in the neighborhood. They could come to classes or volunteer at the food forest and learn how to grow them successfully. People started propagating their own plants from their new gardens and giving them away. This sparked abundance in many directions. One teacher, inspired by these results, teamed up with Adonijah and started an environmental science magnet track. At the school, students started going to college, majoring in environmental science. Another program was a business program that mentored students through the creation of a farming business where they would grow, harvest, process, and then market and sell crops. A number of students told Adonijah years later that his jungle saved them. It gave them hope, a purpose, real-life skill sets that they still use, and a community. Some went on to do similar projects in other neighborhoods. The garden became a center of life, community, and the abundant exchange of energies and sharing of surplus that was worth protecting. After the forest was vandalized one time by gangs, grandmothers rallied together and got the gang members, some of whom were their grandsons, to leave it alone. It became a safe haven in the neighborhood. A cultural renaissance blossomed in the nearby downtown area. This didn't happen only because of the jungle, but this beautiful and exotic food supply contributed an important element to the energies in the neighborhood. Adonijah helped launch a local farmers market. and brought culture into it, serving people exotic fruit smoothies from fruit that grows in Africa and Latin America, along with African drums and dance. This project resulted in an increased abundance and resilience in other petals of the permaculture flower, increasing ecological health and diversity, food security, education, culture, healthy diets, spiritual wellness, financial well-being, and strong communities. This is the power of whole systems design.